everybody. We're having a little hug and a snuggle because Olivia's feeling a little nervous today. I'm babysitting today, but also her early on worker is coming, and I'll explain more what that is in a little bit, but she gets a little nervous about that. Even though she comes over and we like play games and talk a little bit, but it's that stranger anxiety, you know, because she's only 2, so she still gets a little stranger anxiety. So we're having a slow morning. We just kind of got up and I worked out and cleaned up the house a little bit to get ready for the early on worker, and we're just having a snuggle while we kind of wait and get ready. So this may not be a very busy vlog today, but I'll fill you guys in later on everything like as it comes about. So good morning. Come here. Come here, come play.
Ooh, the tractor's going. Can you put the ball in the tractor? Give it a ride. Oh, there it goes!
I can get
You take it. Yes, you take it. You took it.
Do you want to show her how trolley and the tractor can have a race? Do you want to show her how we have them race?
You don't want them to go on a race? It's so fun though. Do they race? Zoom, zoom, what is that go? What's the Bring trolley out here to play, honey. There it is. I don't know, the tractor's gonna come and see the
Tidy
trolley.
fell down on the floor, but that's okay.
Oh, here it comes! Here it goes! Oh, there it goes! There it goes! Put him in the trolley! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's running into the wall! Come over here, monkey, and play with these things. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He ran into the wall again! There he goes. Uh-oh. Crash! Don't Oh my goodness! No, I crash.
Okay. Don't crash him, honey, or he'll break.
Hi. Hi. Okay guys, so we just had our early on meeting and we're just having a snack while the girls are having a snack, and then I'm gonna have my snack because I'm really hungry too. But Olivia didn't want to sit in her high chair. She wanted to sit in my lap. So I'm having her sit with me while she eats her cereal bar, and Clarissa's sitting in her chair to have her cereal bar, right? She's sitting there to have her little bar, and they'll have their snacks, and then I'll have mine, and then we'll play a little more. And when they go to take their naps, I'll sit down and tell you guys a little bit more. Olivia, don't eat her snack, let her eat it. When they go to take their naps, I'll sit down and tell you guys a little bit more about how early on works, and just talk a little bit more about the meetings and like how it all started, and kind of take you through a little bit of our journey, so that if you guys have any questions, if you have kids with special needs, or you've ever wondered about early on, hopefully I can tell you a little bit about how it's worked for us, and kind of go from there. So yeah, we'll check back in with you in a little bit. go! Whee! Oh my goodness! What are we doing? Oh my goodness! You made a snowball! Let me see it! Oh, I see that snowball! You want help getting up? Alright, here we go. Here you go! Woo! Oh my gosh! Look at that big snowball! Oh, boom! Can you stand back up? Ah! You need help getting up again? Up again! Whee! Hi! Boom! Are we having fun in the snow? Are we playing in the snow? Yay! A boom! Yee! We don't really get as many icicles this time of year here normally. We live in South Michigan, so this is really surprising me that we got these icicles. Like, this is more like up north kind of stuff. That's crazy. Look how big it is. Be careful. Be careful. Thank you. Camera on her phone, yeah. Ow. It's dark. Oh, it helps if you plug it in, doesn't it? What if we just do that up? Is that okay? If it's just up? That looks better. Let's just do that, okay? Okay guys, so I just wanted to come back with you. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit because it's kind of crooked. Yeah, the light is shining up now, and so we just turned on another light to see if that will help with the lighting. Olivia's sitting here, except you can't see her because she's so little. But she's going to play in my desk, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more. Sorry. Anyway, Olivia's sitting right here, except you just can't see her. And I'm going to sit with her while she plays in the desk and just tell you guys a little bit more about what we've gone through with early on. And I'm really surprised about like how many other moms I talk to with kids with special needs who don't even know about early on programs in their local area. And so I'll start with basically what it is. Early on is part of early intervention with your school system. And we were not referred because Olivia didn't have any developmental problems. I was told about it because I go to therapy for my anxiety, which some of you guys already know, but if you didn't, you know now. And I'm totally open about it, and I'm not embarrassed about it or anything. That's my hair clip. But anyway, so my therapist told me about early on, and I looked into it, and basically it's free. It's a federal program, and it's run through your school system, and they come over to your house and evaluate your child and see if your child qualifies due to, you know, either if there's like a developmental challenge or if your child has special needs, they qualify. And so Olivia has colobomas in both of her eyes, and colobomas is very, very rare. It's 1 in 10,000. And basically what happens when the baby is in utero, they told me it was about 4 or 5 weeks. You want it in my hair? Okay. So it was about 4 or 5 weeks that I was pregnant for her, and the eyes start forming as like a flat disc, and then they curl around, and that's what forms the pupil. And what happens in babies with colobomas is the eye doesn't fuse all the way around down at the bottom, and so it leaves like a gap in the pupil. So her pupils are like keyhole shaped. And it's affected her iris and her retinas, and it goes up to the optic nerve. And this you can look it up. It's, I'll put the spelling down in the description. It can be very different for every child, but because she has this, she qualifies for early on, even though she didn't have any developmental problems. And basically the worker comes over and, that's my checkbook. And she like brings different toys and she brings different activities to kind of like see where Olivia is with her development. And fortunately, Olivia didn't have very many developmental challenges. The one thing that was really hard for her was crawling. She didn't want to sit up and she didn't want to crawl. She had figured out how to roll and she was totally happy with that. And so like if she wanted to go somewhere, she would just roll across the room. But they wanted her to crawl and her hips were just a little loose, like she had low muscle tone. So they gave her these things called hip helpers, which are like they're these little itty bitty shorts and they're sewn together in the middle. And they help the babies like keep their legs together so they can get up on their little knees and crawl. And it worked. It was amazing. You guys have probably seen the clip. It's here on my YouTube channel, but maybe I'll just insert it in the video so you can see how she actually could get up and scoot across the floor with the hip helpers on. And so like with that, the worker would come over and show us exercises we could do. She gave us the hip helpers. Like she really helped so that I could get Olivia sitting up and I could get her crawling and like help encourage her to walk and stuff like that. And excuse me. Boo boo. Excuse me. Anyway, one of the other things that's really nice about early on is when you have a question about something or you're unsure about something, not only as a new mom, but as a mom with a child with special needs, this person is an outlet for you. This person is somebody who you can ask questions to. They're an advocate for you. And they can help introduce you into the school system. So like if you're nervous about that, if you're like, hey, my child has special needs, like what do I do when I'm getting them into the school system? This worker can help you get introduced into the school system and get working with specialists before they even have to think about preschool, before they even have to think about kindergarten, you know? And so it's an extra tool that you can use. And I got a survey in the mail after we had started doing early on that was very informative to me, because not just filling out the survey itself, but the letter that comes with the survey kind of talks about how a lot of people who have early on or early intervention feel like it gives them reassurance that they're being a good parent. You know, because when you have a child with special needs, how many other moms do you know, or how many other dads do you know who have kids with special needs? And there aren't that many people to talk to about it. There aren't that many people that you can relate to on the same level, especially if your child is having a developmental challenge or delay. And so basically what the letter talked about, and some of the survey questions even asked, you know, does your early on worker give you reassurance that you're doing a good job as a parent? And I can honestly say that that is one of the good things about having early on, is that reassurance, that somebody coming over and saying, you're doing great, or you're right on par where you need to be, or your child is developing the way that they're supposed to. And it really is just kind of a boost of encouragement for you when you're running into challenges. I think, hang on, my husband's home, I'll be right back. Okay, so having said that, I think that not only can your early on worker help you if you have a developmental delay, your early on worker can help you feel reassured as a parent. They can help you feel like you can face the challenges of having a special needs child, because some of us don't know that we're going to have a special needs child when we're pregnant. Some of us find out, I know daddy's home. Some of us find out after we have the baby that our child is going to have special needs, and you're scared because you don't know what that means, especially if this is your first child. So I think that I wish that I had contacted them earlier, but hi baby. But I still think that we've done just fine, you know, regardless of when we signed up for the program. I still think that it was helpful. I still think that Olivia finds it helpful to get interaction with an adult who's a stranger, you know, because I think it's good for kids to learn to trust other adults. But I would encourage anybody, if any moms are watching this video who have children with special needs, no matter what level your kids are at, because obviously Olivia is very high functioning. She walks around, she has vision, she talks, you know, like when we first had her, we were told she might not see, we were told she might never be able to drive, and that everything she sees for the rest of her life is going to be blurry. And then she started growing up, and we learned that she can actually see pretty well. Hi, what are you doing? Oh, hug mommy. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. So anyway, like, no matter what level you're at, no matter what level your child's special needs are at, even if your kid is really high functioning, I think that early on and early intervention is just a really amazing tool, and it can give you reassurance no matter where you are, no matter what age your child is at. I think ours early on is like 0 to 3, and early intervention is maybe 3 to 5 or 3 to 6. I might be wrong with that, so you'd have to look it up. But I think the other thing that I wanted to address in this little talk about early on is how relaxed it is. When I first signed up for it, I was really nervous, and I was like, there's a person coming over to my house from the school system, like everything has to be perfect, because what if they tell somebody that my house is dirty or whatever? But it's totally not like that at all. They're totally focused on your child, and she has told me there are some people who qualify for early on because the kids are just not in a good home and they're not in a good environment. But that's not why we looked into it. That's not why we tried to sign up for it. You know, it had nothing to do with our home. It had to do with our special needs. And so after I actually started working with her and she actually started coming over and just like giving us these tools that we could use, and then seeing the results and seeing how Olivia reacted to those things, it really made me relax and realize it's actually a really relaxing experience. You know, she comes in, you want to sit in my lap? You want me to get up? I'm almost done. She comes and she sits down on the floor, and we just talk and we play, and there's almost no stress involved, other than no more stress than like having a friend come over or having your mom come over or something. Like, yeah, you want the kitchen clean, yeah, you want to brush out the toilet and make sure the bathroom is neat, and I usually take the laundry baskets and like make sure they're downstairs and do little things like that and tidy up a little bit. But I think that that's just normal. Like, you do that when you're expecting a friend to come over, right? And so if you've ever had any questions about it, or you're just starting out with early on, or you felt nervous about calling early on because you're afraid that your house might be messy because you have a baby, that's really not what they're coming over for. You know, they're coming over for your kids, and they're coming over to help you, and it's not like a social worker coming over, and it's not like what do you call shoot, what do you call it when like people get called because your kids are being abused?
Services?
Yeah, it's not like child services are coming over to your house or something like that, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little talk about what it was like for us to start with early on, and let you guys know that we do early on. And when we first started, it was a couple times a month, and then it went down to once a month, and now it's once every 2 months. And it's just been a really good experience, and I'm really glad we did it, and I'm really glad I was told about it. And so hopefully I can be the person to tell you about it and give you some background on it. And if you guys have any questions, leave me a comment below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And